Taking a look at a dynamic young tag team for the first time in TSW, the Bitcoin Boiz. Eric Taylor on the right, Mikey Montgomery tangled amongst the ring ropes currently. A couple of young men in their very early 20s that have already made some major noise out of the Cleveland area and expanded throughout the Midwest. But boy, are they going to have a test here against two men who have been wrestling longer than these men have been alive. How cool is it to see the Headbangers in the ring at 2022 staples of the Attitude Era? Back in the day, they won the WWF Tag Team titles in 1997 in a four-way matchup, pitting the British Bulldog and Owen Hart. They feuded with everybody from the Godwins to the Rock and Roll Express to the New Age Outlaws. They won the NWA World Tag titles. They were in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Ring of Honor. And these fans still remember Mosh and Thrasher, the original headbanging metalheads of pro wrestling.
You were not for us before, am I right or wrong? That's correct. And you were awful then and you're still awful. I thought you were retired by now. All right, so hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. He's got to dig deep.
What is this?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, the smell. So just read this as word for word. You know the deal. You've done this before. Okay. Go ahead.
New introduction for the Headbangers.
Those are the Headbangers, the most tremendous tag team ever.
Ever.
Always half off.
I don't think Eric and Mikey get the joke. Mosh having fun at the expense of the ring announcer. Hey, they're from the Attitude Era. You never really know what's going to come across their minds.
After 30 years, I finally got it.
But time to get down to business.
Ref! Check me. Check Stewie. Hey, do you want to...
Headbangers can be very disarming, confusing. Going off your game.
Don't you want to blow Stewie? Go. You can't say that here. Hey, get up, man. Stand up.
Look at Eric and Mikey and how uncomfortable they are. How impatient they are. This is exactly what the Headbangers wanted to do.
See, I did.
Yeah, good job.
Well, the official has to make sure there's no foreign objects or anything illegal about the Headbangers. Mikey looks like he's looking for an exit. Well, I love the attitude of the Headbangers compared to that of the Bitcoin Boiz. The Bitcoin Boiz approached me earlier on in the afternoon and were adamant that I get it right, that Bitcoin Boiz is one word. There's a capital Z in the end. I don't care about any of this. I'm not writing their name. That's how just over-concerned they are with their own image and how seriously they take themselves. Mosh having some fun at the expense of the young ages of Mikey and Eric. I believe Mikey is maybe 21, 22 years of age. So his whole career ahead of him. In comparison, Mosh and Thrasher were WWF Tag Team Champions 25 years ago. As Thrasher starts out with Mikey, Mikey calls himself the Blonde Blur. Gonna find his way out of the grasp of Thrasher. Mikey's kind of impulsive, kind of hard to strategize for. Looking it up, Mikey has just turned 23. Still younger than the Headbangers title reign, but seasoned enough to go for the odds. Mikey has certainly with quickness on his side, hence the Blonde Blur moniker. And now to Eric Taylor, Mr. Future Shoe Bright. That may be put to the test here, but the illegal involvement. And a second time, Eric Taylor illegally stretching away and wrenching that arm of Thrasher. With Thrasher, a reversal on Mikey Montgomery. Eric has no idea what's happening. Eric is completely oblivious. I love it. Oh, what a maroon. Hey, Eric, you notice that arm weighs differently? If both Headbangers are on the floor, do the math, Eric. Yep.
Bring it back in, Thrasher.
You and all 80 of your abs have screwed up. And that's the veteran nature of Mosh and Thrasher, as Mikey has been assaulted by his own tag team partner. And now Headbanger Thrasher going to work. Ow. Vicious shots, and again, keep in mind, the tag teams, the Headbangers, have survived in the ring against. Mosh in now. They're just taking turns, teeing off on Mikey Montgomery, seeing who can have the reddest handprint. Mikey to the throat. Mikey's got to quicken this pace quickly. Show some of that Blonde Blur impulsiveness. But he's not able to get out of the blocks right now. Thrasher, series of hip block takeovers. Eric Taylor in now. He gets much the same. The Bitcoin Boiz are being thrown around the ring, and they're falling faster than their namesake's value. You understand Eric and Mikey got out of the Bitcoin game before the collapse. They still are very well off financially. Mikey breaks the count. Look at all the welts all over Mikey's body at this point. On the back, on the chest. And Eric fired himself up and got in the ring ready to do some damage, and he got caught. And he's going to get much the same. Oh, Thrasher and Mosh are having a good time at the expense of a great young tag team. I'm not knocking anything about the Bitcoin Boiz as far as their ability. They wouldn't be here if they couldn't get the job done. But not the dreaded double Nurple. The singular Nurple's bad enough. In double time, man, that's just impossible. Check out this double team coming up. Mosh coming off the second rope with a clothesline. Headbangers, some vintage tag team offense. They still got it. They're still working great together. Mosh suggesting Eric tag out. Easier said than done. They say there's no substitute for experience. 2 count only. Thrasher, your hand may be red, my friend, but I don't think it compares to the damage that was left behind it on your opponent. Eric Taylor may be questioning how bright his future is at this point. Mosh comes in with all of his weight across the back of the neck. And Eric, between the anatomy of Mosh and that ring cable on his throat, there's nothing here that feels good. Oh man, the Headbangers having a field day here at Tri-State Wrestling. Mikey is still favoring his chest several minutes after the fact. But you know what? When you have an obnoxious attitude and you come off a bit entitled, a bit full of yourself, spoiled rich punks, as I understand these Bitcoin boys are, sometimes you have to get a hard dose of reality. And that's what Eric and Mikey are receiving here. Thrown first on the guardrail. Oh, that was shoulder first that time. You could hear a thud as that guardrail did not budge, and Eric's body absorbed all of that impact. Oh, Eric in a bad way at this point, but again, these gentlemen were standoffish in the locker room all day. They acted entitled, telling everybody about their business endeavors. Eric fashions himself as a mogul, an influencer, a shot caller, someone who throws his money around. And I'll tell you what, these kids have lived in a bubble much of their lives and haven't had to experience hard times, but they're getting it here. Eric trying to fight back, and one of the eyes on Thrasher tagging to Mikey Montgomery. And, yeah, Mikey tried to maneuver the much larger Headbanger, but check that out. Variation of the Bitcoin go-round, one of their specialties. Bitcoin Boiz looking to put off the upset, but Thrasher kicks out. Mikey is the man of the team that maybe reacts before he thinks. He's a little all over the place. Mikey's good at what he does, but sometimes there's such a thing as too much of a good thing. And I think Mikey may overindulge a time or two. Eric down the right hand. Eric manages the money. Mikey, I'm not sure how to describe Mikey because you don't really know what Mikey's going to do from 1 minute to the next. I know Mikey loves to live a lavish lifestyle. I've seen him on his cell phone during matches, for God's sakes. As Mikey choking Thrasher across the rope. Mosh very upset. Mosh trying to rewrite some of these rules. The Bitcoin Boiz are doing a great job of isolating the ring, cutting out off at its hypotenuse, neutralizing Thrasher.
You get two! You get two!
Mosh wants a 2 count for the Bitcoin Boiz instead of the proverbial mandatory 5. And did Mikey just do a eye poke off the second turnbuckle? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Mikey Montgomery again. He doesn't think, he doesn't act, he doesn't behave like much of anybody else. He just is. He exists. Thrasher getting his shots in anywhere he can. But Eric continuing to press on the punishment. Eric considers himself a refined businessman, and how he's handled the money that these young rich kids have gotten from the Bitcoin upsurge in the past months. I believe they inherited all their money they invested, by the way. They didn't earn a damn thing. Mikey in now, cover, muscled off by Thrasher. Mosh is still having a good time, but I don't think Thrasher is anymore. And down with a jawbreaker is Mikey Montgomery. Thrasher now sent for the ride. Nope. Oh, got him that time, did Mikey. Out-leveraged him. Big head of steam. Blonde Blur flies in, but he got caught. And Thrasher hits the back suplex. Mikey Montgomery in a bad way. Both teams in need of a tag, and quickly.
4, 5.
Bitcoin Boiz looking for the win of their career. Headbangers looking for an emphatic return to the Midwest. Eric Taylor legal. Headbanger Mosh legal. Unloading on both Bitcoin Boiz. And Mosh charges in, little slam dance action. And maybe much the same for Eric. Head first into Mikey. Check this out. Mosh with a burning hammer. Headbanger's gonna do this. No, Mikey interrupts. Mikey Montgomery saves the Bitcoin Boiz with a Z. But the Headbangers going flapjack action. Change the Midnight Express on top now, and the Headbangers with a big victory. Well, the Marilyn Manson obsessed, skirt-wearing, moshing, headbanging metalheads have returned to Indiana and scored a big win over a very promising, very talented young tag team. Do not sleep on the Bitcoin Boiz. There is a very, very bright future there. Two very talented young athletes. But on this day, experience and wisdom prevailed over the undisciplined nature of the Bitcoin Boiz, and the Headbangers celebrate as only they can as Tri-State Wrestling continues.
Derek Trundles? Yep.